Nice ring to it. I take this really low. It's already rotten. So I should mention here that I'm swinging on my offhand from the back, because on a low stump, your notch is just on an angle. Right side that way, left side this way, matches up those angles. But I can either hit hard with my left hand, or I can be accurate. I'm not normally one or the other, so I'm just taking my time. It's not going to take much more. Hit on this high side. That. So I'm not sure if you guys can make this out, but you can see here how my angle is slanted on the front, cut right side. Now on the back, it's slanted in the same direction, so you preserve this kickback plate. And that's why on low stumps, lumber companies wanted you to be ambidextrous. I am not very effectively anyway. So on larger trees, I always use a higher stump so I can cut with both hands. But there it is. You can see a lot of stepping in my back cut because I was on my offhand. But now, let's limb. That's really what I want this axe for anyway. Got that nice sound to it. So this is just in a place where I don't want it, and it's being crowded out here by this red oak and this larger maple. Just wanted to get rid of it. It was halfway dead on the bottom anyway because it had been rubbed by a dozer when this was logged years and years and years and years ago. And I just want it out of the path. I don't want it for firewood. Soft maple, contrary to what some people might tell you, it's just not a great firewood. Doesn't co-op really nice. Will burn. Anything will burn, and if it's all you had, it was what you would use. I'm just gonna section it up here and get it off the road. See how this little guy bucks. Gotta watch here, because if it comes through, it might widen my stance out a bit. Should do it. All right, just one more section here, and I'm gonna be able to move this. I realize that's not a lot of work with this axe, but it's a good limber. I knew it would be, and that's what I want it for. I'm just out here really to check the field lines to see how the raspberries and blackberries are doing. Won't be long. Black raspberries will be ripe. Bites. Little sticky. So this is the difference between missing your mark and hitting it. See that? One more time. Miss. Missed. Hit. That's it. All right, so quickly, what do I think of this axe? Well, first, this was sent to me by a subscriber, along with many others. Oliver Meow, thank you for that. He wanted to know what I thought about these and whether or not these European profiles had any place in the American hardwoods. And the short answer is they do. This is just a great limbing axe. I could have told you that before I used it. I haven't used it that much, and I can already tell you that it can definitely fell, it can definitely buck. The downside of these flared toes is that when you're bucking on the ground, those tend to get in the dirt. We've had that discussion. I've talked about that with the Bieber as well. So what exactly this qualifies as in terms of patterns is going to be up to you guys. I was told by Simon that it's basically a Iltis European, which makes sense because it does look like that, though this is much longer in the bit, and I will compare the two here for you. But it has all the advantages and benefits of the Iltis, with one exception. I have had 2 Iltis ox heads, and the steel has been especially soft, and they did not hold up sub 20. And this one currently is somewhere around 17 degrees with about 1/8 of an inch of a micro bevel, and it holds up just fine. And I can tell from filing it that will hold up just fine with that secondary bevel. So there's no stamp on this that I can find anywhere, though I am told, or was told by Oliver, that they are Prandis. You can see here that while I did have a D-shaped eye handle, it wasn't long enough. So I just scabbed on a piece of that elm I cut down and seasoned last year. And that worked just fine. I saw Lane do that before, so I knew it would work. I'll have to weigh this for you, but I would say it's got to be around 3 pounds. Unless, of course, you're wanting grams. Well, in America, you'd have to ask your friendly drug dealer, because that's about the only thing we weigh in grams here. Nice shape, rings like a bell because of that long, thin profile, and cuts like a knife because of that long, thin profile. However, there is plenty of pull on it. That's one of the terrible balance. Seemingly, I haven't used too many axes without much of a pull, though that last one I used didn't have much to speak of. But this one does, so it feels like a weighted axe, and I don't notice it as being different than an American pulled axe. The main difference is just a long, thin, drawn out bit. And this is cast, not forged. This would be very difficult to forge. And he sent me 2. One of them is a bit crooked, even poured. This one is not, though. It's nice and mostly straight there. A little bit of a kink in it there. Nothing to write home about. So what do I see this little axe being used for? It's not that little, so it can do big tasks. It can definitely limb large limbs for you. And that's my favorite thing to do with an axe, is limbing. Oftentimes, even if I have a chainsaw at hand, and I usually do, I will choose to limb with an axe because it's fun, about as quick. It's not as quick. It is more dangerous if you have 2 people working about, because it's easy to catch somebody unexpectedly with that swing. But I would say this would be a almost designated limbing axe for me. Small saplings, I might fall just like I did there with it, but when I get into falling or bucking, I want a more specialized axe that's set up the way that I like it. But a good axe, so far my opinion of Prandi, based on what I've seen and what I've experienced, is positive. They seem to make really good quality axes consistently. So if you're on the fence about getting one, or have been looking at them and haven't pulled the trigger, if this helps, I hope it does. If it doesn't, if it steers you the other way, that's fine too. But this is a better look at one of their axes. I put it on an ox head handle. You can tell they like that curve. I knocked some of that curve out of there and thinned it down, of course. Ox head are notorious for being really thick, but there's the telltale yellow paint. Nice shape to it though. Comes in right at 28 inches. she's roosting. There they go. 2 of them, 3, and there were 2 ahead of those. Down here looking at some ink cap paracels. This one is called the white cheese polypore, and you would think it would be delicious, but it is not recommended to eat. But it does have a white cheese texture and a wonderful smell. A braver mushroom hunter would probably eat this, but as they say, there are old mushroom hunters and there are brave mushroom hunters, but there aren't a lot of brave old mushroom hunters. Follow it? So you don't eat what you don't know. One bowing out. Is it a male and female trying to mate, or 2 males fighting?